James Holzhauer has cleared the board on whether or not he actually thinks he could beat Ken Jennings at Jeopardy. James claimed that 24-year-old Mattea Roach, who nearly beat the gambler pro in May's Jeopardy Masters special, is more likely to outplay Ken than he is. Jeopardy Masters was James' first time competing since losing to Ken Jennings, but beating Brad Rutter in the famed Three-Legend 2020 GOAT tournament. The self-described game show villain made as much known before winning May's $500,000 Masters tournament. During one episode, he challenged Ken to a rematch by writing on his podium, "Stop ducking a rematch, Ken." James told TV Insider on Tuesday that he doesn't really think a rematch would go that well for him in reality, but he doesn't think the 74-time champ-turned-host is invincible. Mattea played as well as Ken ever had. James said, "I heard the backstage gossip that Ken, didn't want to be in the greatest of all time because he thought it would be too tough a competition for him. Obviously, it wasn't. I think he is still at the top of his game probably. It would be fun to have a rematch against him. I don't know if the Jeopardy rules would allow it. It's hard to argue with the person who soundly beat me in the greatest of all time tournament though." According to Jeopardy eligibility rules, hosts are no longer allowed to compete. That said, James did put one name on the board who he thinks could beat Ken, and it's not himself. He said, "I think Mattea Roach in the semifinals and finals of the Masters tournament played as well as Ken ever had. I think Mattea on their best day could take Ken. So proud." James won the Masters crown and $500,000 by the thinnest of margins in a fierce finale of the 3-week special. Mattea lost by a mere 2,100 combined points after James made a slightly savvier final Jeopardy wager. They pushed the 32-time champ to the brink while reeling from the sudden loss of their father at 57 in their family home while filming. Mattea went home with $250,000 for second place, and Matt Amadio $150,000 for placing third. Ken announced that all 3 finalists will be guaranteed slots in next year's Masters. James whispered your dad would be so proud of you and went over and hugged Mattea when declared the champion. Philip Henry Roach died of a brain aneurysm on May 2, 2023 at their family home in Canada while Mattea was at the set of Jeopardy! Mattea tearfully revealed on stage that they were dedicating their performance to him at one point. James tweeted after narrowly winning the title, "Mattea's performance would have been unbelievable in the best of times. Considering everything they went through this month, this was the gutsiest Jeopardy! Achievement since Cindy Stoles, who won the 2016 talk but died of cancer before it aired. An absolute, star-making masterclass in how to play the game. I'm lucky the scores were even this close entering final. I benefited from more luck in the end. But no one will forget Mattea's #Jeopardy Masters dominance. So much potential. Jeopardy! Execs also think Mattea has a ton of potential tournament-wise, given their age and brainpower. EP Mike Davies recently said, "Mattea spends 0 time, and has spent 0 time ever practicing for the show. They don't learn trivia, they don't read trivia books, they don't sit on the floor in the children's book department like James, who famously studied children's general knowledge books. Everything they know is from reading, sitting in front of the TV, reading newspapers, and being in front of intelligent people. It just shows their potential," Davies added. Mattea's third stint followed the 2022 Tournament of Champions, but they were summarily eliminated by Andrew He. Quite the opposite happened during Masters, and Mattea surprised skeptics by doing so well. In the bustling studio of Jeopardy, the iconic theme music played, filling the air with anticipation as the next episode was about to begin. The familiar setup of bright lights and the iconic blue board was ready to welcome another trio of contestants, each vying for glory on the hallowed ground of trivia mastery. Among those watching was James Holzhauer, the legendary contestant known for his incredible speed and strategic gameplay that turned the game upside down during his record-setting run. Holzhauer, seated in the audience, was both excited and contemplative. The thrill of competition still coursed through his veins, even as he enjoyed the show from the sidelines. As the game progressed, he found himself mentally engaging with the questions, silently competing with the players on screen. However, what intrigued him most was the contestant in the center spotlight, a young woman named Chloe Nguyen, who had burst onto the scene with an infectious energy and a razor-sharp intellect. Chloe had entered the game with impressive credentials. An MIT graduate with a background in mathematics, she displayed a confidence that immediately captured the attention of both the audience and the host, Ken Jennings. As the first round unfolded, Holzhauer watched closely as Chloe answered question after question with precision and speed, her hand shooting up to buzz and before the clue was even fully revealed. The audience gasped as she took an early lead, showcasing not just knowledge but a strategic approach reminiscent of Holzhauer's own gameplay. "Who is this contestant?" Holzhauer murmured to himself, intrigued by her potential. The way Chloe approached the game, calm yet assertive, reminded him of his own style, and he couldn't shake the feeling that she was a formidable competitor. The round ended, and Ken Jennings couldn't hide his admiration for Chloe's performance. As the commercial break rolled in, Holzhauer found himself thinking about the implications of Chloe's gameplay. What if she could take on Ken Jennings himself? What if she had the skills to dethrone the king of trivia? Holzhauer felt a spark of excitement at the prospect and decided to share his thoughts with the world. Once the episode aired, Holzhauer took to social media, where he had cultivated a sizable following since his Jeopardy days. He crafted a post that read, "Watching Chloe Nguyen crush it on Jeopardy, I think she is what it takes to take Ken Jennings down. Her speed, confidence, and knowledge are off the charts. #Jeopardy #NextChampion." The post ignited a flurry of discussion among fans. Some were skeptical, pointing out Jennings' remarkable track record and strategic gameplay. Others agreed with Holzhauer, pointing out that the trivia landscape was evolving and new challengers were emerging. The online community buzzed with excitement and debate, with hashtags like #TeamChloe and #TeamKen trending on social media. As the weeks went by, Holzhauer continued to follow Chloe's journey through the competition. With each episode, she refined her game further, quickly adapting to different categories and showing an impressive breadth of knowledge. Whether it was history, literature, or pop culture, Chloe tackled each category head-on, earning herself a loyal fan base. Holzhauer saw her strategic moves, like hunting for daily doubles and betting confidently on Final Jeopardy, tactics he had used to great effect. Holzhauer decided it was time for a more direct approach.